Welcome to this quick introduction regarding the Black Dragon Mark I Postbox Forge. Now this specific Postbox Forge, as you feature it here, consists of the actual chamber, the forge chamber, the burner, Black Dragon, as well as a high pressure LP regulator with its accompanying gauge. Now the forge chamber itself features a lid, removable, for if you've dropped something for whatever reason in your forge, you'll switch off the actual forge and then retrieve it with the proper safety equipment in hand. At least minimum you'll be wearing safety glasses, leather apron, leather gloves, and then I personally recommend a denim either shirt and or pants. Then this is a double hole forge. What that means is this little hole that you see in front here is actually going right through the actual forge. So if you've got a long piece of steel like this that you're working on, you would be inserting it there, and if you just keep an eye on the backdrape there, you'll actually see it poking through. And what that enables you to do is work on a really small section of steel at a particular point in time. Okay, perfect for forging bowies, swords and such. Let's move on to the actual Black Dragon burner. What we have here is the choke sleeve with a screw at the top just to tighten it. Now perfect position for this is about, I'd say, between 10 and 12 millimeters, and this is a starting position. Depending on where you are in the country, you would either adjust your burner nozzle to in and out. The more it goes in, the higher oxygen, the higher the LP consumption, and the more you pull it out, the more equal it becomes. Now what you want to do is you want to, just for alignment's sake, you want to make sure that the tip of the nozzle, shown there, actually lines up to this edge here as well as to the other edge there. So if you put an imaginary line through this, the tip of the burner would actually just line up with that. That is perfect positioning for Pretoria, Johannesburg, as well as in Belfast. Like I mentioned, that would be a perfect starting position. You've got your burner assembly at the top, small little grub screw at the top here, and that you would use to open up or to loosen to actually adjust your jet. Like I said, preset is set to just equal there, and that should be sufficient to get you going. And then at the burner tube itself, and then the end would be a stainless steel burner flare, and this is quite a substantial one. That's 3 millimeters, so there's no issues with it burning through. Now assembling that into your forge is what we're going to be doing. Okay, now we'll be addressing just inserting your burner into the actual forge chamber. Now first thing you need to do is make sure that your screws are actually opened so that the burner actually fits into the turret. Second thing you want to do is obviously open up your forge and then sight from the top. And the aim here is to insert the burner so that you can actually see it on the inside. Once you see the tip of the actual burner flare, you would be pulling it back around about a centimeter, and there we go. And then you'll be using these screws just to center the burner in the actual burner turret. That's the turret, obviously that's the burner. Okay, now what you can also use these screws for is to manipulate the angle at which the burner shoots the flame into the forge. Now what I mean by that is by altering these burner screws and using them, to quote Kevin Harvey, as little jacks, you can actually manipulate at the angle of the burner itself. So you can either do it in that fashion or slightly to this side or to that side. And by doing that, what you'll do is you'll alter the angle at which the burner injects the flame into the actual forge, therefore creating a Venturi effect. Now by default this is cast at a slight angle, so even if you insert the burner into the turret at a perfect angle, which is the center of the actual turret, it will create a Venturi effect. Now the nice thing about this Venturi effect is it adds a spiraling heat to the actual forge itself, therefore heating the refractory material, the cement that this is cast in. It'll heat that up, and then your flame will give you a primary heat on your metal that you're heating. The flame will give you a primary heat, and the refractory will give you a secondary heat. Now before you're starting up your forge, once that is tightened now with an Allen key, you would be closing the lid The last thing you want to do before starting your forge is connect your regulator to your bottle. Keep in mind this is a left-handed thread. You're connecting it. Do not at this point in time open your gas bottle. What you now want to do, you want to just double check that your nozzle is aligned properly, that the burner choke is done, your lid is up. Then what you want to do is you want to take a piece of crumpled up newspaper or a piece of cartridge like I've got here, light it on the outside of your forge, then push it into the forge itself. Make sure that it burns properly. Then once you have established that it is burning properly, you will open up gas flow. Do not open the gas more than a single turn. That would then ignite the paper, and more than likely this will be shot out of the forge from the pressure created by the ignition. So make sure that there's no loose lying things on your workshop floor when you're lighting this. Just the last thing on safety, you'll notice on the actual mounting brackets of the forge, the stand, there's 4 little holes drilled, 1 on each corner. Make sure to mount your forge to a steel table.